How do you conjugate adjectives? It's like, wait, what? What does that mean? Conjugate adjectives. It means you shape them into, you add them to the noun. So for example, you have a book and you say, well, now it's a good book. Well, how do you change that? And in English, they don't really conjugate them, but in Dutch they do. So this makes it just that much harder on you. Sorry, that's how it is. That's how the language is. When you conjugate adjectives, it's that you always put them in front of it. Okay, so it's not like in French when you say a book beautiful. No, it's a beautiful book. That's what it is. Okay, so or like in Spanish they do that too. It's a chair. Magnificent. No, it's a magnificent chair. So fortunately for you, the Dutch and the Germans do the same thing as the English to put it in front of the noun. Rule number 1, if you don't know, add an e, an okay? And rule number 2 is the standalone word never has an So for example, ik ben groot, zij is heel klein. So groot stands by itself. It's not attributed to a noun. It's not next to a noun, so it's standing by itself. I am big, okay? She is very little, okay? She is very small. Zij is heel klein. So it's not connected to any noun, and that's why you just say it the way the adjective is. No e, don't add anything, it's just how it is. So here's rule number 3. Adding an e, or not depends on de, het, or een. So the word de, the, or een, will change it into grote or kleine or not, right? So that we're gonna look over those. So when there's a word and it's with het, it's a lot of times with an at the end. With an het grote boek is right. With de, it's always an e at the end. So that's why I say if you don't know, just guess, and you're just guessing, just put an e at the end. Huh? Say de grote pan. De pan means the pan, but it's not de groot pan, it's de grote pan. And with een, it depends on if the original word has de or het. So een grote pan because it's de pan, and een groot boek because it's het boek. So you're gonna memorize all the de and het words. See, in German you're gonna have der, die, and das. In French it's le and la. In Spanish it's el and la. And in a lot of other languages it's a lot of other things, right? But in Dutch it's de and het. So there's two different words. Some nouns have de and some words have het. And de is more common, but there are some words with het, like het boek. And so if een and there's an adjective like a big book, right? A great book, then it's het groot boek. But all the other cases it adds an e, and so you don't have to put the double o in there either, because grote, you know, if you wanted to say grote, it had to have two t's anyway. So een grote pan because it's de pan, and een groot boek because it's het boek. Een groot huis because it's het huis, a big house. Een mooie tuin, a beautiful yard or garden, because it's de tuin, een mooie tuin. Not een mooi tuin, een mooie tuin. It's de jongen, so de aardige jongen, the nice boy. The child is het kind, not de kind, het kind is correct. So het grappige kind, because in this case it's a het, it's not een. Okay, so that makes it a little complicated. A fun neighbor, een leuke buurman, because it's de buurman, and so in the case of een, it still adds the e because it's the word de. Does that make sense? So the original word for buurman is with de, and so because even when it's een buurman, a neighbor, then it still adds the e because the original word is de. Okay? Een knappe man, same case, a handsome man. It's de man, so een knappe man. De harde tafel, the hard table. It's de tafel, so de harde tafel. Het kapotte ding, the broken thing. So it's het ding, het kapotte ding. Een grote doos. Een grote doos, it's de doos, so een grote doos. De dikke dokter, De fat doctor, de dikke dokter, because it's de, it adds an E. So most of them get an E, but sometimes it doesn't, right? Like een groot huis. So only if it's a het word and it's een, it doesn't get an E. Een kleine kist, a small chest.